Hello, we are Geeks Assembled, and we have gathered here once again today. And this time, we are going to be talking about Blazing Saddles by Mel Brooks. And we're going to kick straight off. We might as well go to Alex and Susan since she's got the DVD version there. Alex, what did you make of this?
I'd like to thank everybody from Geeks Assembled Johnson for this lovely podcast. And I agree
Thank you,
with
Alex Johnson.
Anyway, this is a very funny movie. It's a very wild movie. It jumps a lot of barriers, actually, even though we're not going to be able to sing any songs or mention those naughty words. But
don't you go there, Alex. Don't you go there. I'm watching you.
But it is extremely amusing. What else? On this 30th DVD, they mentioned they have behind the scenes, they have edited scenes, they have a tribute to Lily von Stoop, they have a really horrible TV pilot from 1975 that is like written by the Jeffersons or Different Strokes. It's really badly done, and it shows you how wonderful the movie is. And also in passing, depending on what network and what time you see it, they will either give you a warning that there is offensive language used, it may not be suitable for kids, or they block out the words. But like I said, whether you find this hilarious or not, it's like Airplane, it's like Top Secret. It throws everything to the wall and it breaks the wall 20, 30 times. And has a lot of famous people in it. Harvey Korman, Alex Karras, Dom DeLuise, Mel Brooks, Cleavon Little, partially written by Richard Pryor, who also passed away. They've got tons of people in here, just tons of famous actors and character actors, and they all agree that this movie couldn't have been made today because it's not politically correct.
No, that's one thing for sure. It won't be made today. This wouldn't.
Yeah, this is a Mel Brooks expansive view of the West. Mel Brooks has got these expansive views. I mean, his pictures have made fun of different genres. I mean, and different filmmakers actually. And this one is definitely kind of making fun of the John Ford style Western with like the sheriff running into town and like the big bandit army or whatever. And the army and the fact that the governor is corrupt and the mayor is corrupt and the landowner is corrupt and all those amazing dichotomies. And so it's fun, and the sheriff is a black man who is chided for it and embraced for it, and in one romantic scene enjoyed for it. There is it's delightful. I laughed my face off. It had been a long time since I saw it, and I'm actually really glad that Alex had it, and so maybe I'll watch it again in a couple months. But it's just hilarious. Mel Brooks is amazing, and I can't say enough good things about Mel Brooks. And I like Alex Karras, and I like the fact that Mungo was Mungo was a cool cat anyway. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Did you want to say something more?
Mungo only pawn in Game of Life.
This is so great. Anyway, we're done here.
Let's go over to Brian. Brian, is this the first time you've seen Blazing Saddles? Earth to Brian. Call him Brian.
It's my
Come
turn.
in, Brian. come back to us. Stop looking up whatever you're looking at on that on that laptop, which I don't want to know. The mind boggles.
Wake up, brother Brian Johnson.
Okay, I'm here. But yeah, this was my first time of watching Blazing Saddles, and I liked it. I thought it was a good Mel Brooks film, because I haven't seen any of the Mel Brooks films other than Young Frankenstein and Spaceballs. I've seen bits and pieces of the Robin Hood movie, but not all of it. So counting Blazing Saddles, this is my third Mel Brooks film of watching. So, but yeah, I honestly I enjoyed it. Whatever Mel Brooks does, it is absolutely brilliant, and I enjoyed every minute of it. This is probably the most funniest cowboy western that I've ever seen, and I love it. I absolutely loved it. So thumbs up to Blazing Saddles. I loved seeing Gene Wilder in it, because Willy Wonka. Because that's the only picture I've seen of him in, which is Willy Wonka. So
Is it?
Other than
Is it? Well, wait there, because I think he was in Young Frankenstein, wasn't he?
Other than Young Frankenstein, other than
you said you'd watched.
other than Young Frankenstein,
Only about 2 minutes ago.
other than Young Frankenstein. But
Oh, Brian.
But mostly I remember him from Willy Wonka. So.
Yeah. Well, we'll take the spade away from you now, Brian, and let's go.
But I do think that this is a good film, and I love it. So.
I'm sorry you didn't like it, Brian. Let's go to Stephen Price from sunny Wales. Always sunny in Wales. It never rains, does it, Stephen?
Are you trying to be funny? Yeah, Blazing Saddles, the first time I seen this was a double feature with Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I thought, oh, comedy western has got to be rubbish, but I really enjoyed it. I've seen it loads and loads of times. Very, very funny film. Mel Brooks does make good films, except one, which was a total disaster, was Dracula, Dead and Loving It. I didn't like that movie at all. And I tell you later about my best bits of this movie.
Yep, you leave us in suspense of your best bits. We're looking forward to seeing Stephen Price's bits.
Dude, I'm not seeing them.
Hey. Let's go to Lee. I didn't quite catch that, but it sounded a bit.
Well, as comedy westerns goes, there isn't that many out there.
No, because they're not funny.
Apart from, I can only think of Blazing Saddles and Cactus Jack off the top.
Oh, there is one other one you're missing, which is crap, and that's the one by the Family Guy man. 100 million ways to die in the West, is it, or something like that?
Well, that's why I never mentioned. Yeah. Right. Anyway, going back to Blazing Saddles. It's as we said, it would never get made today because of the snowflakes in the world would be up in arms about the usage of words in it. But what they've got to realise is that this movie was not having a go at the blacks. It was having a go at the whites' attitude towards the black people. And also, not just the blacks, the Chinese, the Irish, the Jewish, because it's a Mel Brooks film, and Mel Brooks is a Jewish man, and he even has a dig at his own, so that's what I like about Mel Brooks. He doesn't hold back, and he always has to go his own religion as well, which is, in my eyes, there's nothing wrong with that. If you can't laugh at yourself and that, what can you do? But it's very good. It's I saw this years and years ago. I think this might be the film. I don't know. This might be the first film that got me into Mel Brooks. I'm not too certain about this one. It could be this one. It might have been The 12 Chairs, if anybody's ever seen The 12 Chairs. But it's one of those two what got me into Mel Brooks. But yeah, brilliant seeing Gene Wilder as his friends call him Jim, and also, and this wasn't a leading role for him. He was co-starring, which is unusual for Gene Wilder. It's usually a top billing with Gene Wilder, but this was early on in his career. And also you have Mel Brooks in there as the governor with his bat and ball, which is a brilliant scene. It's a defective one, but but you've got Madeline Kahn in there, and Harvey Korman, also well known for the Carol Burnett show back in the day. Yeah, brilliant cast. Even Slim Pickens as well. Brilliant cast, and it goes from West. Then it just goes so surreal near the end of the movie, which I just love. You don't, you think you're watching this. I mean, they do break the fourth wall because they talk to the screen as well, the viewer. But near the end of the movie, it just, whoa, you're on a movie lot. You're doing this. There's a pie fight, which I love. The musical. It's Mel Brooks. So yeah, it's a very enjoyable movie. Not for younger viewers, of course, because of the words, but it's very, very funny, and you can't take that away from the movie. But if you took everything out of racism and everything like that out of this movie, it would fall flat on its face. Without that, this movie would be nothing. So this is what makes the movie. It's the attitude of the white people and the comedy in this. What makes Blazing Saddles the classic it is. So that's my opening thoughts. Over to you, Alid.
God, was that your opening thoughts? I thought that was your full review.
Oh no. There's more to come. Hold on. Mouthwash.
Alex wasn't the longest speaker. We love you, Alex. We love you. But where do I begin? Lee is right. There's a lot of 4/4 breaking. It's like when the old lady's being beaten up, and she'll just speak to the camera. There's a lot of that goes on throughout the film. And then when it goes, like Lee says, it goes from the Western, like it's a Western, and you think, oh, right, this is a setup here. And then it goes into a cinema towards the end. Then you're in the cafeteria and all fighting around, and, and then, there's a musical number. And I didn't, because I've never seen it before. This is the first time I've seen this film. I didn't quite know what to expect because I don't like Westerns. I do not like Westerns. So I thought, oh no, this is a Western. I'm not going to like this, But it had me laughing from the word go. It just had me laughing from the word go to the very end. It was just great all the way through. Mel Brooks is an absolute genius. I think this is the best film I've seen of his so far. I haven't seen them all. I've only seen the others that Brian has seen, Young Frankenstein, which we reviewed, and I've seen Spaceballs, which we haven't reviewed, and that's an okay movie. But this one is definitely his best one so far that I've seen. And favourite moments. Well, how can you have a favourite moment in this? Just every single thing in this film is a favourite moment. I mean, when the guy turns around and punches the horse as well, you think he could have... the horse just falls over. I mean, everything in this film is hilarious. There's so many funny moments. But let's try and pick a few. Let's go with Brian. Brian, what's your funniest moment in this film?
Funniest favorite moment. I think. I think my first favorite is.
Oh, I've just thought of one. When
It's my turn.
there's the man on the wheelchair they're going to hang, but then you've got the horse, the man on the horse that they're going to hang. Oh, God. Go on, Brad. Sorry I interrupted.
You stole my favorite moment parts.
No, I only said one. It's fine. There's many, Brian. There's many.
I'll tell you. I guess my first favorite moment would probably have to be. I guess would have to be the what's it? The oh yeah, yes, the candy delivery scene, and then actually has the bomb in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
I think that is. I think that's. I think that was the funny. I think that was a funny moment. Second favorite would have to be. I think it would have to be the fight at the end, like where it's all the fight.
But they're all fighting on the set, yeah.
Yeah, like the set, and it goes to a different set and everything, and
From the cinema, yeah.
And the lunchroom and everything. I thought that was hilarious. So and then I believe my most favorite moment will probably be for when I think it would have to be for when they for when they make the plan, and they make the fake town, and it doesn't blow up at first, and then they have to have Gene Wilder's character to have the thing go off, like him from the shooting and everything, and then you see all of like the dummies and everything go up in the sky and then land back down when it goes up into kaboom and everything. So I really enjoyed those moments, and because the movie is good, so I really enjoyed the movie. So
Let's go to Alex and Susan for favorite moments.
I must say, I did enjoy the pie fight at the end, but I guess my favorite bit is the sort of intimate comedy between Gene Wilder and I can't remember what the lead, Cleavon Little, and their discussion in the jail, and I just thought that was just funny stuff. I laughed and laughed, and like the other thing that I enjoyed was those scenes in the bar with Madeline Kahn singing, and she, those are really funny, especially with her "I'm Tired" one. That was really sort of a ooh sort of song. Ooh oh matron. Anyway, those are my two. Here's Alex.
Once she was singing like that, my partner asked me, said, "What the hell are you watching?" It sounds very.
No, I mean, that's
Well,
go ahead.
She was sort of impersonating Marlene Dietrich.
She was very Lily Savage.
Yeah.
Did you not think?
Yeah. So, of course, getting back to the the 50s to the 80s and sometimes early 90s, um, depending on the network and depending on where you're watching it, they will add or take away scenes because the Lily Von Stoop song, if you really listen to it, she even says in the song, "I'm not a rabbit, I need some rest," and other things. So, considering it's 1974, it's pretty racy. They even include a line about how long a snake has sex for, about 8 hours.
Yep.
So, that's right. That's just like the Airplane series where they have all these racy in jokes and these Benny Hill type of jokes where, they'll show somebody topless for a minute, or they'll show somebody coming out of the outhouse or taking a shower or whatever. You blink and you'll miss it. There's there's so many favorite scenes in here, and just like Airplane and Top Secret, they try to throw it at you every single second so you're not bored. Then also with Lily and the sheriff, Bart, is it true what they say about you people that you're gifted and other things? That they wanted to get more racy. Yeah, they wanted to get more racy than that, but the censors in the studio wouldn't allow it. And that's what you'll see if you ever get the DVD or the Blu-ray, is how much they edited out because they wanted to throw everything in the kitchen sink in this movie to make their points about humor and to make their points about people. But remember, you do it for Randolph Scott.
Oh my gosh! And whatever happened to Randolph Scott? You would do it. I guess I love Madeline Kahn singing so much, and she's in a teddy, and all the men are hooting and hollering. It's just it's quite delightful. So, yeah, that's Alex and I. That's the news from the love seat over here. All the romantic
the love scene. I bet you. I'm not going to say anything. Let's go to Stephen Price. I was going to say, would you like to see Susan in an outfit like that? But we won't go there. Stephen Price. Tell me your favourite scenes.
The one with they're eating the beans.
Oh, and isn't this film like they blame this film for the farting as well, that started farting in comedies?
Yeah. Well, that's the first time I had seen it at that particular time, and the whole cinema was couldn't stop laughing. Other favourite scenes is where Gene Wilder says, "Look what I found," and he points to the Ku Klux Klan, and the sheriff said, "Where's all the white women?" I thought that was hilarious. And the part where they're doing the railway track, they start singing, and then the cowboys start singing. It was hilarious.
Oh, at the beginning, yeah.
The only downfall of the film I didn't like, which they should have cut out from it, is that woman singing in like that cowboy saloon.
No, I like that bit.
That ruined the movie for me. That did. There was no point in it. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, but she was singing about being tired, and
No, I didn't find that funny.
Oh, is that it, Stephen?
Yeah, that's it.
Finished your mini rant.
What? It's not a rant. I'm just saying what I.
No, don't worry about it.
With Stephen again.
The rest of the movie was brilliant.
You can disagree with Stephen as much as you want, Susan. Everyone else does.
Okay.
Let's go to let's go to Lee.
Oh dear. Well, as you said, there's so many things in this. Off the top of your head, there's a little scene where Harry Coleman and Madeline Kahn are together in a dressing room, and he goes to she turns around and he smacks his mouth right in the back of her head. I felt that. Oh, he's like that with his teeth. But Harvey Coleman again in his bath, getting a bit panicky. Where's this little froggy? Yeah, just things like that. As you say, the farting scene with the beans. You're watching it, and the henchman who's in the ring of there, who's like, you can see he's laughing. He's got his head down and he's laughing.
Yeah.
But they're all good scenes. Even the the sheriff just walking down the street, good morning, ma'am, and then you get their answer. Do you know what I mean? You do laugh at these expletives. And as I said, if they took all this lot out, the humour would just fall flat on its face. Gene Wilder, brilliant in a co-starring role as well. So fast you don't see his hands move, which is brilliant. But you saw with you see with the guns in his holsters, the smoke coming out the ends of them.
Yeah.
all good thing. Yeah, it's all good. Over to you, Alan.
Yeah, no, you see, the thing is with the words that are used, like at first, because I thought, wait, what did he just say? Was that actually said in the film? I thought, and then it said, a few times throughout the film, and the first few times, for me, it is quite shocking because, it's a word that you don't hear, and I've been brought up, definitely not to say any words like that, and that those words aren't correct to say in any circumstance. But in this film, it's not done in a bad way, if you get what I mean. It's because the black guy is the good guy and is the main character and wins in the end. The joke is not on him. The joke is on the other people.
Well, it's like what Gene Wilder's character said to the sheriff. What did you expect?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
The town is full of morons.
Exactly. Yeah, it's morons.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And it reflects how some people are like. Some people, even today, there's many people, I'm sure, in the UK that use words like that, and they're morons, and that's what they are. And then there's other words that are used, obviously, which are quite shocking. But like I say, this film, it's just funny. It's just funny throughout. From the very first scene, like Stephen Price says, where they're singing, you got the cowboys and that, and then you got the workers, and they're singing and trying to outdo each other, sort of thing. And it's this song and things like that, and it's funny, and it remains funny to the very end, and it just gets more absurd with going off the set and going to and then they go to cinema and sit down and watch the film that they're watching. You can see them on the cinema screen, and it reminded me of Monty Python and the Holy Grail a little bit, where it goes into the real world sort of thing. So no, it was very good. I enjoyed the whole thing throughout. I thought they were just funny. I will definitely watch it again. It's probably going to be a film that I watch yearly, probably now. I would think, yeah, thinking about it. Anyone else have anything to say? Anything anyone wants to add?
Richard Pryor was offered the role, but I think he was so drunk at the time, or something was going on with his health or something, and they picked the other guy to play the sheriff. Well, his name is in the title. I didn't see him in the movie.
No, James Earl Jones was offered the part of the sheriff at one point. They wanted Richard Pryor to do it, but he was basically a writer. but they said in the documentary that he wasn't even reliable. They actually had to pay Richard Pryor a ticket to get him back to finish writing the script. So you can't have him as the star if he's that wild that he's 10 states away partying with some girls and doesn't realize he has to finish one job. But yeah, the guy in the movie is Cleavon Little, and I've almost never heard anything bad about him. He's Sheriff Bart. In the TV version, they had Louis Gossett Jr. with a full head of hair. But he wasn't Louis Gossett Jr. in the credits. He was Louis Gossett. So yeah, they debated. Even Gene Wilder wasn't supposed to get the role at all. But Mel Brooks' wife said, yeah, you have to put him in it.
Anyone else have anything to add, Lee? You're waggling your finger around there.
I just remember the little cameo from Dom DeLuise as the film director with the musical. Stick out your tush,
Oh yeah, when they're with the dancers, yeah.
With all the camp dancers. Come on, girls.
Dom DeLuise was awesome. I mean, I was just watching him in Stargate, the episode called Ergo. He's amazing. He is so funny. And his sons were really involved with Stargate too. He had 3 sons, Peter and I can't remember what the other 2's name are, but they were all involved. The DeLuises, they're awesome.
Anyone else have anything to add before we wrap this up? We put it in the saddle. Let's go to final say and score.
They have Count Basie's orchestra playing as Bart rides into.
Oh, no, I know what I wanted to mention.
With the Gucci cowboy suit, and
you just reminded me when the piano is there. They got the piano in the desert, and they're playing the piano. That was funny as well.
And that was the real Count Basie.
Right. It was. Yeah.
Yeah, real Count Basie. Yeah.
And then, of course, actually, I did that once. I actually did do that to somebody singing. Some idiot was acting just like the cowboy in the movie. He goes, "Give us a good old, work song," if you know what I mean. That's not exactly what he says, but close enough. And then they start singing a Cole Porter song. I get no kick from champagne. Mere alcohol doesn't thrill me at all. Yeah, I get a kick out of you. So I actually did do that to someone in real life. I got into a lot of trouble for it, but boy, it was worth it.
Oh, I have to say, I love the cows as well. No one has mentioned the cows in this film. No one. Special shout out to the cows.
You just shouted out to them. You covered it.
Yeah, and they're at the cinema at the end as well. Special cows showing, Let's go to final say and score. Let's go Stephen Price.
Solid 10 out of 10. Very funny movie.
And let's go to Brian.
Hello. I think I'm gonna.
Just blasted Paul Lee's eardrums. That's it now.
Sorry, Lee. But I'm gonna have my final 8 and score 4.
Yes, that's what I asked you for.
I'm gonna have
Just say a number. Just shout out any number between 1 and 10.
Well, 10 out of 10.
And let's go to Susan and Alex. Now, Alex, do I need to prepare myself, Alex?
No, let me do the long diatribe this time.
All right, well, we'll have a little bit of a nap.
The Mel Brooks pantheon of movies. I mean, there's Spaceballs, there's High Anxiety, there's The History of the World Part 1. There is
Silent Movie.
There's Silent Movie. There's Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks rocks. And Blazing Saddles, it's got to be, you know, it's the most delightful movie. Anyway, it's so funny, and it's so racy, and it's so, you know, in your face. And the fourth wall is broken so many times, and so, you know, you feel like you're involved. That's the deal with Mel Brooks, is that he's not content to just have you sit there and watch and, you know, zone out on his movies. He's like, no, we're gonna have the actors turn and face the camera and involve you. And so, you know, you get sucked in more than you would in another sort of director's work. And so yeah, I can't give it anything less than a 15 out of 10. Brilliant, hilarious, wet yourself, funny, and you know, sort of titillate you. It's just such a great bit of film. Anyway, so
they really need to put more investment into American education, I think.
I think that American education is just fine if you include a little bit of a smidgen of Mel Brooks, and I would suggest History of the World. If you watched Monty Python, Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and Meaning of Life, you should definitely include History of the World Part 1, because you'll get the other perspective on the same sort of incidents. Anyway, hilarious. Here's Alex.
Yeah, and I want these on Netflix as well.
Yeah.
If anyone from Netflix is watching, which, why am I asking that? No one's watching. Apart from Lee, who's watching this to make sure that no one mentions why we're waving goodbye.
So I'd like to thank.
That's our last viewer gone.
I'd like to thank Alan Johnson for mentioning that, and yeah, I'd give this a 9.
Thank you, Alex Johnson.
I'd give this a 9 out of 10. Not because I like everything with the movie, but because it ages so well. Just like Harvey Korman, you know, you go do that voodoo that you do.
You know, Alex,
well.
You're really tough to please, aren't you? Why can't you give anything a 10? Just say the word 10. Hold up all your fingers. Get them to hold up his fingers. Let's.
Yeah,
we're gonna get a 10.
So yeah, so I give it a 9,
Alex,
and
no. Come on.
I don't know why
Get back in your saddle.
Alan Johnson isn't agreeing with me. Yeah.
Alex is giving it a 10, ladies and gentlemen.
You don't have a choice, my love.
Get it out of him. Get that 10 out of him, Susan. Yeah, let's go to Lee.
Oh dear. I'll say this again because I said it in the Young Frankenstein cast.
No, please don't say it again.
I think Mel Brooks deserves an honorary knighthood. I really do. You know, for his work in cinema. But that's just me. Yeah, I can't fault this one. Okay, it's a bit offensive, but if you can't laugh at the offensiveness of the way the film is made and what they're trying to say in the movie, then it's lost on you. It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, but like I said, it's not offensive in, like, some films like are offensive and they're genuinely offensive.
They're just offensive to shock.
Yeah, but this isn't.
This is showing you. This is showing you, as I say, the white morons and their attitude.
Yeah, in
a comical way.
Yeah, because the black guy is the main guy, and he's a good guy, and he's the guy that wins. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not a film where it's the white people are you know, that they win sort of thing. It's not like that.
It's
All the
exactly
jokes are made at the expense of
At the expense of the white people. Yeah.
Is at the expense of the white people and at the expense of, well, really everyone, but mostly the expense of the settlers and the townspeople and the all the people in line to join the army of the bad guys. So yeah.
Exactly. So you did you say 10, Lee? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving it a 10, yeah, because it works so well. You're shocked at the beginning by the words, but then you get into the movie and the words, you can see that you are laughing every time something is said or done because it's showing you what fools they are.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And I've just remembered something. A Jewish red beef. Loved it. Over to you, Alid.
Thank you for that, Lee. It's going to get a 10. It can't be anything less than a 10. There's not many comedy films that I actually find funny. The only ones that I can think of are the Monty Python films. But this is his best film that I've seen. So it's a 10. Hopefully the other ones are as funny, the ones I haven't seen. Hopefully they're as funny. So yeah, tell us below what you thought of Blazing Saddles. Have you seen it? Let us know. Tell us your funny moments. Tell us everything. And subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. If you want to see, for some reason, us crazy lot again, for some reason you're thinking, I want to see more of Brian. We've got Brian on here. Where else can you get Brian? Isn't that right, Brian?
What?
We've got you on these casts, haven't we, Brian?
Yeah.
And the viewers might think, well, Brian's the best bit about these casts.
Which
And he
I
wants to watch them for Brian. Or maybe they want to have a snooze. And they think, oh, I want to listen to Alex's voice.
Oh, thanks. Well, I'd like to thank Brian Johnson and Alan Johnson for saying that.
The audience loves me.
I gotta have my name changed now. Or maybe they think, I want to feel better about my life. So I want to look at Lee. And knowing that he lives in Hull and I don't. Or maybe they think I want to be with Stephen Price. With Rain. Yes, for whatever reason you watch these videos and subscribe, just make sure you do. Look after yourself. Take care. We will see you next time.
Bye.